Diablo 4, the game most people are excited about, releasing next year, June. 5 classes. Now what if I told you there could be 5 builds for these classes? Today we're going to start with a Barbarian, and I'm going to give you 5 potential builds you could use for your Barbarian in Diablo 4. Welcome everyone, my name is Rusty Pie Lover, ginger streamer, professional high-pitched screamer, entertainer extraordinaire. So today, I'm going to discuss 5 possible builds that you could use for your Barbarian in Diablo 4. Note, these are potential builds and could change upon release, but these, based on the skills of the Barbarian as well as some of the skill tree things, could be possible builds that you could use through your journey in Sanctuary. Please take these with a grain of salt. These are things that could change, and I'd like to know what builds you think you could use for your Barbarian based on their set of skills. They've got basic skills, which is Bash, Flay, Frenzy, Lunging Strike. You've got your Fury skills, which is Rend, Hammer of the Ancients, Double Swing, Upheaval, Whirlwind. You've got your defensive, which is Rallying Cry, Ground Stomp, Undying Rage, Challenging Shout. You've got your Brawling, which is Kick, Warcry, Leap, and Charge. You've got Weapon Mastery, which is Primal Axe, Rupture, and Death Blow. And then your ultimates, Wrath of the Berserker, Call of the Ancients, Iron Maelstrom. And I'm going to leave the talents in the next section. You can go through them. There's a link down below to where you can find these talents, go deep dive into them. But this is basically the Barbarian outlined for us. Now, out of all those things, I'm not going to dive into the talent trees just yet because, as with every Diablo game, it is how you want to play your character. It's about which weapons you want to use. It's about what armor you want to use, which prefixes and affixes you want to use for your items, legendaries, and all of those things. But we're going to go through 5 basic builds, skill builds that you could go through that could help you decide what you want to do with your Barbarian. I'm going to start off with a doozy, and we're going to say number 1 is the Whirlwind Barbarian. Now, half the people have already left the video because they are bored out of their mind, and the other half left because they hate Whirlwind Barbarian. Whirlwind Barbarian has never been good. We take Diablo 3 aside and we forget about that because that was all about the items, but Whirlwind as a skill has never been good, alright? And everyone has tried to make the Whirlwind Barbarian good. In Diablo 2, Whirlwind was a skill you just forgot about. Now, does Diablo 4 have the potential to bring the Whirlwind Barbarian to that standard of actually being good? From the gameplay, we see that the Barbarian actually does quite a bit of damage with Whirlwind, but will a Whirlwind Barbarian build actually be the way to go? That is really going to depend on what you want, but if it's going to be Whirlwind as your main skill, you're going to have a tough time if, and only if, Whirlwind is bad in Diablo 4. 2. Weapon Master. Now, they have said the Barbarian can wield multitudes of weapons. You can have 2 one-handed weapons and 2 two-handed weapons that you can wield. Now, Weapon Master looks like it's going to work in conjunction with quite a few of your skills and will build into many other different builds that you want to do. But if your main focus is going to be under the Weapon Master tree, it's going to very much dictate your items. This might be something like if you want to wield 2 two-handed axes and you go under your Primal Axe build with your Rupture and Death Blow and those kind of things. That's really going to be the type of build you're going to be looking for, but your Weapon Mastery is really going to be a build in and of itself going around other skills. 3. The Leap Barbarian. Now, this is an homage to Diablo 2's Leap Barbarian build, as many people have done it. The Leap Barbarian is actually really good. Now, I'm curious to see what they are going to do with the Leap Barbarian in Diablo 4, as Leap was one of those standard go-to builds for your Barbarian back in Diablo 2. In Diablo 3, I enjoyed Leap, but it wasn't like a main skill, so to speak. I didn't really enjoy Leap Barbarian. I focused more on quite a few other things rather than Leap Barbarian. And yes, I did the Whirlwind Barbarian in Diablo 3, but we're not going to talk about that. But Leap Barbarian in Diablo 4 could be good depending on how you want to do your build. And Leap Barbarian has always been quite a bit of initiation. You want to get in there, do a bunch of damage, could tie into the next build as well if you want to work the two builds together, which is the Singer Barbarian. The Singer Barbarian. Now, everyone knows about the Singer Barbarian, where you would walk in, you would do a couple of shouts, and you would be able to destroy so many demons or enemies in the game. Now, understanding from how Diablo 4 will be working, the Song Barbarian does seem like it might be an actual defensive character more than an offensive character. From what I understand is it is under your challenging shout, your rallying cry, but there are a couple of things that you probably could turn it into an offensive character rather than a defensive character. But from what I understand is if you are doing like a multiplayer thing where you're working together with your teammates, and I believe it's a 4-player thing, not an 8-player thing, this might work better as a defensive barbarian. If you want to go down that route, if you want to go more into a tank build rather than an offensive build, then the Singer Barbarian does look like it's going to be your go-to. And then finally, Bash. This is for the barbarians that don't care about their weapons, right? You are going to go all fisticuffs, and I know there are going to be Diablo 4 challenge runners doing this. So this is a call to those Diablo 4 challenge runners, all the Diablo challenge runners. I'm not even going to name them, but they know who they are. The Bash Barbarian. Everyone knows, get your fists out and just use Bash. I've seen it happen. It wasn't that great. Eventually it like goes away. But maybe with the skill tree, you might be able to make the Bash Barbarian viable. So you say, I don't want to use any weapons. You focus purely on making yourself a walking tank, maybe a Thorns build, and then all you do is you just roar and then, you know, fist people. What? So those would be kind of like the builds that you would be going for. And if there are any other builds, you can drop them down here. This is what I love about Diablo 4. It is going to be a pretty good iteration of the series, maybe. But looking at the Barbarian and looking at the talents, we haven't even gone through the talents. I will go in depth in these builds once Diablo 4 releases, but I'm kind of teasing about what you could do so that the wheels in your head start turning. So go check out the link down below, alright? Go and figure out what kind of build you want to do, and then come back over here and let me know in the comments what build ideally you're going to be looking for. Remember, we don't know about any items, we don't know about any armor, but preemptively from the talents and the skills, what is it that is speaking to you from the Barbarian perspective? That's even if you're going to be playing a Barbarian. Look out for the next video coming out next week. In the meantime, go check out, I think it's up over here, my Diablo Hot or Not series. What do you think? Do you think Diablo 4 is going to be hot on release or not? Let me know. And look out for the next video where we will be covering a class you decide. So let me know in the comments which next class you want me to look at. Are we going to look at the Necromancer, the Sorceress, the Druid, or the Rogue? Yes, I got it. Well, high five to me. Well done. Until then, let me know. Stay safe, and Sanctuary awaits.